My name is Howard Davies-Carr. I'm a pre-sales manager at Red Hat. So I manage a group of technologists that look at the latest technology that Red Hat is working on. My history has been really in J2E since about '99. So I've seen lots of applications, lots of different organizations and lots of migrations. Microservices as a concept is really taking what you could have referred to in the past as a monolithic application and breaking it up into smaller constructs. The idea being that a microservice is something which executes a particular service, something very small, something very granular, something that can work in its own right. And if you have a collection of those, then from a developer point of view, you can go and work on one particular microservice, knowing you won't affect any other services in the organization, so it can be tested in isolation. But it also means organizations, large organizations, can add and modify microservices very quickly. So therefore they're almost to the point where they're going to have continuous deployment, and changes can be instantaneous. It can be instantaneous. From the point of view of programming, really what you have here for microservices is potentially a collection of people who are distributed. So therefore you have to have a programming capability which is distributed. You're not necessarily sitting down working on your laptop on a bit of code. You have to make sure that people can work on it together from different places. And that really then marries with the architecture from a point of view of deployment, is that the very nature of microservices means that things can be deployed anywhere around the world and they interact with each other. And a big reason for this is that you want a microservice to be able to scale independently of the rest of the application it's working with. So therefore the platforms need to be flexible enough so that when you deploy something you can scale a particular microservice to an nth degree. Other microservices working with that don't necessarily need the same kind of scale. So microservices are really good at addressing the limitations of existing hardware deployments so that you can particularly target functions and scale. We don't necessarily have a stack of tools, and I'm not necessarily sure throwing a stack of tools at the problem would be the best solution. So there is an upstream product called WindUp, and WindUp is very good at taking Java applications and seeing how compliant they are to the JWE standards. So there are a number of different vendors out there. Red Hat, we're very open source focused, so therefore we don't build proprietary extensions into anything we deliver. And what this tool allows you to look at is your existing Java applications and seeing how clean or how close they are to the standards. What would need to be rewritten, what wouldn't need to be rewritten. And generally there's very close correlation between what you need to change in your application. So you can see what's identified and that needs to be changed, and that's a really useful tool. We also have what's known in Red Hat as raw, and raw is the ability to take applications that you're currently working in struts or Spring and now deploy those into OpenShift. So that means that extends the life of some of your applications written in non-JEE, if you like. And Red Hat have an awful lot of experience of working with customers in this area, and we have a huge professional services background to this, and we can offer experience and capability because we've done this so many times for organizations.